I'm Casey Turley. This channel is a 30-day journey of rebuilding self-worth, discipline, and identity, honestly and in real time. This is Kinetic Takeover. There are certain beliefs you grow up with that you just never really question. They're just facts to you. They're part of the background noise of your life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Those beliefs usually come from your family, your environment, your culture, things you absorb without ever having to step outside and ask, is this really true for me? Then there's another category of things. Life lessons, advice, tools, truths people offer you as you move through life. So you hear them, you nod, you might even agree with them intellectually, but they don't really sink in. Not yet. And sometimes years go by before one of those things finally lands. For a lot of people, the tools are actually there all along. We're exposed to good advice. We hear solid truths. We're offered perspectives that would help us if we were able to receive them. But especially in addiction, and honestly, a lot of areas of life, the lesson doesn't really become real until you find it for yourself. Not because someone told you, not because you read it, but because you arrived there internally. So when I was battling addiction, people gave me advice constantly. My family was trying really hard to get me to see clearly. And they weren't wrong. They weren't careless. They were loving me the best way they knew how. But for whatever reason, I just couldn't receive it. It wasn't that the information wasn't valuable. It wasn't that the tools weren't solid. I just wasn't ready. Then, during a low moment of my life, something shifted. I don't really know how to explain it other than to say a switch was just flipped, you know? Suddenly, ideas that weren't new started landing differently. Things I had heard over and over again, especially during addiction, were being welcomed instead of resisted. And that's when I realized something important. Sometimes the lessons don't hit because it's missing. It hits because you finally stop running from it. So I read the 4 Agreements years ago. I remember thinking, I like this. It seems simple. It seems reasonable. It feels like something anyone could live by. But until recently, I couldn't have told you what all the 4 agreements were. I couldn't really explain them to you. I couldn't tell you how they actually showed up in my life, except for one. Don't take things personally. So I remember reading that line and I was thinking, well, that's a good idea, but it's impossible for me. Not wrong, impossible. So years later, in a healthy, loving relationship, I get told, you take things too personally. And it was like a mirror. That was one of my aha moments. Not an I'll work on this someday moment, but a realization that I can't keep chasing future versions of myself while avoiding the healing that needs to happen now. So my personal goal, my real work, is learning how to break codependency, learning how to stop seeking validation, reassurance, and safety from everyone outside of myself. Not because connection is bad, not because support isn't important, but because when your sense of worth, this series is about building self-worth from the inside. Learning how to sit with discomfort without outsourcing it. Learning how to stop taking things personally because your value isn't up for negotiation. So this is day 1, and this is where my journey begins to self-worth. So for 30 days in this series, I'm going to take you through my journey. This is part of a 30-day journey I'm sharing here. And if you're curious about my other work, my site's linked below.